Today we're diving into a topic that's deeply affecting our mental health, relationships, and self-worth. Understanding narcissism and specifically how to deal with a narcissist who realizes you're onto them. Narcissists, especially covert ones, are masters of manipulation. They can leave you doubting your self-worth, your actions, or even your sanity. But here's the truth. You don't have to live in someone else's web of manipulation. So let's explore how to recognize these signs and protect yourself, because you deserve peace, respect, and love. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time, said Maya Angelou. Part 1. Understanding Narcissism. Let's start by defining what narcissism truly is. Narcissism is not just self-obsession, it's a personality disorder characterized by a lack of empathy, a need for admiration, and often a pattern of manipulation. Narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD, is growing more prevalent. Studies show a 66% increase in narcissistic traits in people diagnosed with personality disorders over the past decade. The inability to connect with others is the root of all suffering, said Carl Jung. A narcissist often perceives relationships as tools to achieve power, control, or validation. They thrive on feeling superior, and they seek to manipulate others to affirm their own self-worth. By understanding these core motivations, we can start to see through the facade and protect ourselves. Part 2. Covert Narcissists, the silent manipulators. Covert narcissists don't fit the stereotypical, loud, grandiose personality. Instead, they present a facade of humility or victimhood, which makes it harder to identify their intentions. They tend to manipulate through subtle emotional abuse, leaving you doubting yourself. This subtle form of manipulation can create something psychologists call gaslighting, the act of making someone question their reality. Gaslighting has become one of the most discussed forms of emotional manipulation, with studies indicating that over 40% of people have experienced it at some point. In a world where you can be anything, choose to be kind. A covert narcissist takes advantage of our natural kindness and empathy. Let's discuss how to recognize these signs. Part 3. Signs of manipulation. Ask yourself, do you often feel drained, anxious, or insecure after interacting with certain people? Are you second-guessing your worth or questioning your memories? These might be signs of manipulation. Narcissists use specific techniques like withholding, blame shifting, and guilt tripping to keep you under their control. The American Psychological Association reports a steady increase in anxiety disorders, with a notable correlation between high stress and unhealthy relationships. You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop, said Rumi. Remember, your value is not dependent on others' perceptions. When you start feeling drained, that's your body and spirit sending a message. Part 4. What happens when a narcissist knows you know? When a narcissist senses that you're becoming aware of their manipulation, they often intensify their tactics. They may employ smear campaigns, turn friends or family against you, or play the victim. It's crucial to stay grounded and remind yourself that their actions are a reflection of their insecurities, not your worth. This stage can feel isolating. Studies indicate that many people involved in narcissistic relationships experience higher rates of depression and anxiety. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. It's okay to prioritize your peace and well-being, even if others try to guilt you for it. Part 5. The power of setting boundaries. Boundaries are your shield. They are not about shutting people out, but about protecting your emotional energy. Narcissists often push past boundaries, attempting to convince you that setting limits is selfish or wrong. Research shows that people who consistently set and uphold boundaries experience 40% less stress and 30% higher life satisfaction. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Start practicing small boundaries, saying no more often, limiting time spent with toxic people, and standing by your values. Part 6. Listening to your intuition. Our intuition is one of our most powerful tools. If someone's presence feels heavy, or if their words feel like manipulation, trust that feeling. Intuition is often dismissed, but research shows it's a valid and powerful way our minds process subtle cues. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant, said Albert Einstein. Listen to your intuition. It's there to guide you when you feel something is wrong. Part 7. Embracing self-worth beyond external validation. A core trait of narcissistic abuse is that it chips away at your self-worth, leaving you feeling like you're constantly in the wrong. Start reclaiming your self-worth by recognizing that you are whole and complete without anyone's approval. Self-worth therapy has shown that individuals who work on their self-esteem reduce their chances of returning to toxic relationships by over 60%. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, said Ralph Waldo Emerson. You have value that goes beyond anyone's opinion. When you start honoring that, narcissists lose their power over you. Part 8. Learning the Art of Detachment. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means not allowing others to control your emotional state. By practicing detachment, we free ourselves from narcissists' manipulative grasp. Detachment is not that you should own nothing, but that nothing should own you. Ali ibn Abi Talib said this. Detachment gives you back your power, letting you observe interactions without getting trapped in them. Part 9. Forgiving yourself for past mistakes is a powerful step in healing. Narcissistic relationships often leave us feeling guilty, even when we did nothing wrong. Forgiveness allows us to reclaim our identity and move forward without carrying unnecessary burdens. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it, said Maya Angelou. Recognize that you did your best with the knowledge you had. Now you're wiser, stronger, and ready to make better choices. Part 10. Seeking support and finding community. Isolation is a narcissist weapon. Finding supportive friends, therapists, or online communities can remind you that you're not alone. Therapy studies show that those who build support networks recover from emotional abuse up to 40% faster. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. Oprah Winfrey. Building a strong support system gives you the resilience to withstand any attempts to pull you back into toxic relationships. And finally, part 11. Choosing a path of growth and inner peace. Ultimately, the greatest revenge against a narcissist is personal growth. When you invest in yourself, you begin to experience life on a different level. One where your happiness isn't dictated by anyone else. People who engage in daily self-care routines report 25% higher self-esteem and 30% more resilience against manipulative relationships. The only journey is the one within, said Rainer Maria Rilke. Embrace the journey of healing, growth, and self-discovery. Life isn't about pleasing others, but about living authentically. And in conclusion, reclaim your life and reclaim your peace. Thank you for staying with me through this deep dive into understanding narcissism, manipulation, and self-worth. Remember, you deserve relationships that are nurturing, supportive, and filled with respect. No one has the right to manipulate or control your peace of mind. Let's continue learning, growing, and protecting our well-being. Together we can build stronger boundaries and live lives of true peace and fulfillment. And as always, thanks for watching. Value learning, keep growing, and success will come. Peace.